That's a poo. Peace and blessings, everyone. So good to see y'all this morning. Hope that all are well. Hope that all are well. It is a glorious day, a wondrous time to be alive. And I hope, as you do, that we are working every day to address the challenges that we face successfully through choosing to effectively maintain ourselves. Excellent. Grand rising, everyone. Heru Nefer, or good day. Good day. Good to see you all here. Greetings, blessings. That's a poo. All right, as you see, we got a different orientation for today. I'm working to expand the studio space while we are here at home, different from my larger studio, and I'm at the dance studio. I think that what we may end up doing is actually doing some sessions in the dance studio just because the lighting is almost perfect there. We got the nice mirrors and whatnot, and this room has a lot of fond memories for those of us who, when I first started teaching, I was teaching at home. This being part of my home, I was teaching in this very room where I'm taping now, where we're broadcasting from even, and just wanted not necessarily nostalgia, but just to kind of be in the place where it all started. Remind yourself not just kind of how far you have come in 28 years of teaching, but also a way of letting y'all know that it's not, you're never too big with whatever your practice is. You know, any kind of practice, whatever that practice is, you're never too big to start at home and to not be ashamed of any humble beginning. It is almost a tradition to, find an instructor and, they're teaching out of their backyard or their garage. So I am not only a descendant of that kind of instruction, but also a practitioner. So depending on what happens for the local folks in the next few days, we'll see where we will end up in terms of in-person practice. I have some colleagues across the country, across the world, who have decided to hold their in-person classes. And again, my reticence in doing so, just want to share, is not that I have a fear or concern of acquiring the virus. It's that I care for people who are high risk, who are not all able to do the practices that I'm able to do to maintain my high vibration. And I'm also taking care of folks who are not only high risk, but like in multiple categories. And I myself am high risk. And not that I'm, invulnerable. I'm no longer an adolescent, so I don't have that belief in invulnerability. I understand my mortality and risk. So I also don't want to be mistakenly carrying the virus and then pass it on to one of you. So, or my family. So we're going to work it out in a way that works. As y'all already know, I've been wearing a mask just to be outside because of the change in the air conditions and the EPA regulations. So it's not a problem. The mask issue isn't an issue for me. And it shouldn't be an issue for y'all once we get started and get going. All right, that's enough for the editorial. Now let's get to some Tai Chi and Qigong. So I'm gonna be a little all over lit today. Normally the sun is bright, but we're getting into what they refer to as the June gloom here in Los Angeles. I don't refer to it that way because I don't find the weather gloomy. I just find it rather peaceful and settling. And so, in the spirit of Mercury retrograde right now, which will allow us the opportunity to have some internal reflection and some attempts to slow down, let's stand and get to the Wu Chi position. And I'm hopefully going to adjust this camera today so you'll have an opportunity to actually see my feet and my legs as we go through the movements and the practices today, because we're going to go through the new moon cycle as well as the solstice cycle, and where how our form moves through space in such a way that it mimics the cosmos. And then I'll talk about that towards the end. So we're going to get our horse stance in. We're going to bow first, horse stance, which we call Asar Stance because it's a variation. Once we get our Asar Stance in, we'll rock it on into the Qigong series, do some Tai Chi, some breathing exercises, and get to our wisdom from the sages of the ages. Is that good for everybody? All right. So here we go. And again, you can almost see my feet here. So, and I'm backlit, so we're going to work on the lighting. Going to put it there so you can actually see them. Okay, so Wu Chi position, you want your heels here. Don't worry about my head getting chopped off. I'm still here. Okay, you want your heels together, forming a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take a step to your right. Okay, so here we go. This is Wu Chi position. Got it? All right. Bring the hands into pyramid hands. And we're going to go ahead and bow in. So we say to all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. And there we go, teacher to student, student to teacher. Excellent. Okay, so now we've bowed in, got the feet in the Wu Chi position. I'm going to be here. Pyramid hand, you're going to shift the weight to your right leg. You're going to come up on your left toes. You're going to step to your left a little wider than shoulders width, heel touching the ground first. Shift the weight. You're going to balance the weight between the legs. So it's 50-50. Sit down on the legs, tuck the bottom under. Got it? Good. Extend the hands right out in front of the heart. Shoulders are relaxed. And we go to the bellows breathing. Let's go, breathing in. And as for the meditation, breathing out. You want to see your legs as the roots of a tree, breathing in. Continue on that pattern. You want to see the torso as the trunk of the tree. Your arms are the branches of the tree. And your hands are the leaves. Your head is balanced gently on top of the spinal column. The golden thread coming up, keeping the head in place, slightly extending the spinal column. So you get a stretch in the lower lumbar all the way up. We're breathing with the bellows breathing. Check in with your body. Come into pyramid hands. Give yourself 2 breaths. Shift the weight to your right leg, slide that left foot in. Bring it right back into Wu Chi position, let the hands fall. And shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Hopefully everybody got it now. Into Wu Chi position. Pyramid hands, excuse me. Shift the weight to your left leg, your right leg, excuse me, to your right leg, up on your left toe. So we step to the left. Stepping left, heel first. All right, sit down on those legs, making sure the weight is distributed 50-50. Then we open the hands as we go into holding the golden balls. Two breaths. And we're going to rotate the hand into oneness. Into the turtle, chin down. Exhale to the drawbridge. Two breaths. Point the hands between the legs. And see, this is what it looks like here. Two breaths. Into oneness. Toes, knees, hands point the same direction. Two breaths. All right, we're going to go on rabbit through the chute. Remember, no higher than the center of the forehead. The bottom stays tucked. In, breath on the way up. Out, breath on the way down. Into oneness. Two breaths. All right, so we're going to go into the elbow movement. It's here. And pick up the pace. All right, into oneness. Stay in oneness for 2 breaths. All right. All right, again. Now that we're in oneness, we got our 2 breaths in. Gonna breathe into the turtle, chin down. Exhale into the drawbridge, keeping the back flat. Point the hands between the legs. Into oneness. 2 breaths. I know it's maybe some of your first time seeing me do it fully. You don't have to go where I am. I want to go where it's comfortable and manageable for you and your body. Right hand on top of left hand, palms up, thumbs touching. Rotate the left hand on top so the palms are facing each other. I see a ball of golden white light like the sun in between the palms of the hands. Into oneness. 2 breaths. Breathing into the turtle, chin down. Out to the drawbridge. 2 breaths. Point the hands between the legs. Into oneness. 2 breaths. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight to your right leg, slide that left foot in. Should be right in the Wu Chi position. Let the hands come down. And we shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. Now here's how you measure shoulders width. So you get the outside of the shoulder here, place it right on top of the thigh bone, outside the shoulder. You can see it. All you need to do then is bend forward. The hands will fall straight down. They should come down following the bone. The hands should fall right at where out from the ankle joint. There's a bone that comes straight out and turns into the big toe. So that's one way that you can allow your body to check itself. Again, your body is the sum of all measurements. There are effective ways that you can measure your body that is the same for all humans. And we'll get into that question towards the end. So if you're asking questions today, they'll be saved in the, can you hear me now? Check, check. Okay, so if someone's having a problem with the audio, can everybody hear me? Okay, I see nods. All right. So whoever's having audio issues, check it out with your connection. And then we'll see what's happening otherwise. It seems like the connection is robust today. All right. Parallel shoulders width. And we're here. Let's get it. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. 2 breaths. Point the hands forward, 2 breaths. As you exhale, let the hands come down, and we go right into opening the chest. Keep it going. Remember, the goal is to get the full range of motion as much as you can in the shoulder socket. While also all right, let them swing. Slowly let the arms stop on their own, using friction of the air and the opposing movement as we don't follow, with the strength to make it happen in the body movement. All right. Excellent. Feet are still, shoulders width apart, parallel, sinking down. And we open the chest. And we do this 5 times. This is number 2. All right, let's shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Excellent, excellent. Now, that we're here, we're gonna do the gathering really quickly. And sink down, bring it into the chest and heart, and exhale, pushing it. Remember to keep the tongue in the soft palate. Breathing only through the nostrils. Keep going. Two more. Excellent. Last one. And we shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, good, good, good. Now, I'm gonna get into Wu Chi position. Good, come on, pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right leg, up on the left toes. Stepping left heel first. Balance the weight, 50-50. Sit down on those legs. Once you take your left hand, put it here, right hand beneath the navel. Tuck that bottom. We're gonna trace the Tai Chi diagrams. You're gonna shift the weight to your right. Come on across, come down to heart level. Exhale, as we're coming back. Flip the palm up, exchange hands as we shift the weight. Come across the body, eye level, heart level. Exchanging hands. Across the eyes, heart. Exchanging hands. Last one. Here, and back to pyramid hands in center. 2 breaths. Shifting the weight to the left leg, sliding that left foot in. Back into Wu Chi position. Let the hands come down, shake it out. Opposite hand, opposite leg. And I know I said shift left, slide left, but you know what I meant. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Okay. Now this is where the foot placement is important. We've been building up to this for the entire 2 sessions. All right. So if the feet are incorrect, that means that the movements will be incorrect. And that's why we haven't really moved for the entirety of this practice thus far. All we've done is stationary positions in terms of the feet, taking 1 step. Today, we're going to expand on that purely because of where we are within the cosmos. Again, for many of you, this may be your first time ever doing this. It's okay. So just relax. We'll build up into it going forward. But because we're right at the cycle of the new moon, we're right at the cycle of the solstice, we're going to do these things together, and I'll give a quick explanation. So here we're going to first go into what we do know, which is sunrises over the mountain and sunsets at the beginning of the form. So we sink down, sun rises over the mountain. That's the in-breath, and then exhale, sun sets, and we press down with the hands. Got it? Here we go. We're going to do just about 10 of these. So you can remember the movements. Again, away from the earth, we're talking in-breath as we rise and expand. As we contract, we exhale. So the movements are coordinated with the body movements, coordinated with your relationship with the planet. Good, good. Keep it easy. I hope folks are able to do this easily. This is about a slow medium pace. This is not the usual pace for the form. It's pretty close. The goal is to build the muscle memory so you can become conscious of what's happening and what's going on, so you can get into not just the muscle, but what covers the muscles, so that you can get to a much deeper understanding of your body, of yourself, your external environment, and the relationship between those two. Keep the bottom tucked through the rising and the sinking. Okay, now after this next one, we're going to go right into the movement. It's called ward off to the right. So the hands are going to come down. You're going to shift all the way to your left leg, pick up those right toes, and pivot 90 degrees and turn to the right. You're going to shift the weight to that right leg and step down on the right toes. Going to come up with that left foot, extend here. You're going to take a step forward with your left foot. Going to shift the weight to the left, bring the left hand up to horse stance, Asar Stance position. You're going to see a bird that is sitting on that thumb. You're going to bring your right hand down right here and grab that bird's tail and stroke it. You're going to continue shifting all the way to the left leg. On this right leg, you're going to turn the toes. You're going to pick up the foot, put the heel where the toes are. Bring your right hand up like so. Turn your left hand over, and there's now a ball in between the hands. Shift the weight to the right leg. You're going to pick up your left toe, so you're on your left heel. You're going to turn to the left. When you get so you can see the feet. You're going to turn here. See, here's the ball. In the hands, you turn, and you let the ball go. This is called roll the ball. You're going to shift the weight back to the left leg, turn on the waist, let the hands come down at 45 degrees. You're going to shift the weight back to the right leg, turn the waist and press. You're going to come back to the left leg, and you're going to push. You shift the weight back to the right. You're going to extend these arms. You're going to pick up your right toes, turn to your left, shift the weight, drop the hands, step back with your right foot. The feet should be straight and parallel. Sun rises over the mountain and sun sets. And if you feel a little confused, it's okay. It's a lot of advanced movement in here. We're only doing it because we're at the moon cycle. So don't worry, everything you did was fine. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Okay, all right, so what we're gonna do is now we're gonna do the sun cycle, the cycle of the grand transition. For Saturday is the solstice. It is a day of the victory of the warriors of light and order, vanquishes those who support darkness and chaos, and sow seeds of discord. So we got our feet parallel, shoulders width. And then I'm going to explain the new movement, which is what we call ward off to the right. But right now, let's go ahead and sink down. We're going to go all the way through the solstice. So he's going to move with me. We got sunrises over the mountain and sunset, so let's go ahead. Good. Shift the weight to the left as we ward off to the right, toe up. Going to shift the weight, step down on that right foot. Going to step forward with the left and pivot as we grasp the bird's tail and stroke it. You're going to step, and then we're going to do what we call roll the ball. And release it and roll it back. Press. That's our moon cycle. And here we push. Pivot on the heel. And this is where we come to our grand solar cycle. And this movement is called single whip. I'm not doing it the most elegantly because I have my sliding glass door here. Turn back, step forward, get the feet together, hands down. Sunrise is over the mountain and sunsets. One more. All right, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. Okay, so here's where we're gonna get in and dive in today, all right? We're gonna spend the next 3 minutes right here. So we know how we're doing sunrises over the mountain. Want your feet parallel, shoulders width. You're gonna shift the weight to your right leg, pick up your left toes. Now turn on your waist, don't worry about your hands. You're just gonna turn your waist so that you're looking to your right. All the weight is on your left leg. Bottom is tucked. Don't worry about your hands, let them be at your sides. Okay, now you're gonna rotate back to the front and come down. You should feel all the weight on this left thigh. Got it? All right, good. So now we're gonna do it with sunrises over the mountain, and we're gonna hold that breath for 4 breaths. So sinking down, sun rises, over the mountain, sun sets. You shift the weight to the left leg, pick up the right toes, turn 90 degrees, toes up. All the weight is on the left leg. 4 breaths. Keeping the bottom tucked. And rotating back to the front. Sunrise is over the mountain and sunsets. One more time. All right, let's shake it out. Opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, let's have a seat. Get to a good spot. Hopefully everybody is good. All right. Give everyone a chance to sit down. You want to be in what we call crisscross applesauce or simple lotus. I noticed that we used to call it easy lotus. It's not easy for everybody, but it is simple. People understand. So as a result, what I want y'all to remember is that what I offer and what I share with you is always going to be simple. It will probably never be easy. So it will always be simple, but it'll never be easy. What we do is designed to work the body, to work on the body's breath or the body's chi. And we haven't spent a whole lot of time talking about that, but we'll get into that, particularly how it impacts us at the Kemetic Aha and Sama Association, because breath is directly connected to how we speak our language, to the use of vowels, to the actual use and function of breath, the relationship of words to breath, to consciousness, and all of those things are then merged into what we call the Aha or Rekhati Committee or the mind science of Kemet. And so we utilize those concepts to keep ourselves healthy and well and aid in our longevity. So that being said, now we're going to get our breathing exercise. Now that everyone is seated, you're going to take your right thumb, block off the right nostril, middle and index finger in the center of the forehead. Your left hand is on top of the left thigh, thumb and index finger touching. Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. And release. Switching hands, no breath. Thumb, on the nose, middle index finger in the center of the forehead, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in. And release. Both hands, palms up, thumb and index finger touching, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in, chin down, release. Should notice the nostrils are working well together, breathing in and out as you breathe in. Both nostrils working together as you exhale, both nostrils working together. All right. We've come to our portion, which is the wisdom from the sages of the ages. So here we go. Today's book is, again, the teachings of Ptah-hotep, Nia Damali, Larry Williams, and Baba Asa Hilliard, peace be upon him. Salute. There we go. And, okay, we'll go with 2, because 1 is very short, but it's hugely important. So we'll do this one first. It says, be circumspect in matters of sexual relations. And then the other is, if you examine the character of a friend, don't ask other people. Approach your friend. Deal with them alone so as not to suffer from their anger. You may argue with them after a little while. You may test their heart in conversation. If what they've seen escapes them, if they do something that annoys you, stay friendly with them and do not attack. Be restrained and don't answer them with hostility. Do not leave them and do not attack them. Their time will not fail to come. They cannot escape their fate. Now, usually we talk a bit more about friendship when we read that one, but I'll just have to leave it as plain as that right now. So, but it's not what a lot of us refer to as friend. We're talking about examining the character. All right, so as I was taught, friend is a word that's reserved for someone who's survived 7 solar cycles with you. Because at least that way you'll have been through one of your 7 cycles. You'll have been through ups and downs, shifts and changes, ebbs and flows, and you'll be able to see whether or not that person deserves what we would call friend. And it comes from a culture where there were secret societies. And so understanding someone's relationship as friend or brother or sister took on much more meaning than we do as we flippantly say that person is a friend, and you probably barely know their last name or their mama's name or their friends or favorite colors and interests, but that person is your friend. All right. So again, Mercury is retrograde. It allows us an opportunity to look at our relationships, look at our communication style, look at our travel patterns, with a bit of mirth, a great deal of patience. As Grandmaster Dalu has always reminded us, if you must hurry, hurry slowly. And with that, I say to you all, Hatsapu, Dua, meaning thank you. And we bow to all the masters that have gone before us. We bow, teacher to student, student to teacher, Hatsapu, Ashe.